Hey, nature photographers. It is once again your generally friendly OM System and Photo Pro ambassador. I'm so excited to be joining you on another Sunday morning. Thank you all for being a part of my online community. I just came back from my Pantanal workshop in Brazil, where I had probably one of my top three, honestly, photographic opportunity workshops. We had so many jaguars, we didn't even always chase available ones. We had giant river otter opportunities, great birds in flight, caiman, some really magnificent opportunities. And the group was incredible too. Out of the six, we had 5 OM system shooters and a Nikon photographer. This group, I think, took to heart my teaching as much as any group I've ever had. I saw tremendous improvement in learning to expose to the right, how to nail your exposure, how to post-process. I taught more on this workshop, I think, than just about any other one general workshop I've ever taught. So it was a great experience. But there were two things that came out of that made me think about my topic for today. I was helping one of our workshop participants with post-processing. And I noticed he was kind of doing some odd things in Lightroom. And he said he had a Lightroom instructor. And I said, what genre of photographer does your Lightroom photographer do? And he said, wedding photography. I don't know if y'all know this, but wedding photography and wildlife photography and landscape photography, the only thing they have in common pretty much, they use a camera. Really bad idea. Stay tuned to find out why. Hello, my name is Lee Hoy, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Lee Hoy Photography. I'm an OM System Ambassador, Senior Workshop Instructor for Wildside Nature Tours. I'm a workshop instructor for Precision Camera and Video, and a contributing author for the Journal of Wildlife Photography. All right. I actually contemplated having a dramatic title for this video, and I think I went ahead and did it. OM System Shooters Beware. I could try to be like all the other overhyped, underserved YouTube channels where they get you in with silly ass titles like, is OM System going away? Well, I'll tell you, in the boats in Brazil, saw tons of boats with mostly OM System gear. It isn't going away. It's kicking ass and taking names. It's beautiful. The big white lens was all over the place. So let me talk to you about OM system shooters and choosing wisely. Workshop leaders, educational mentors, Lightroom instructors, whatever aspect of photography you want to learn. A couple of admonitions, encouragements, maybe provoking your thoughts on this. Number one, you need to understand that most photo workshops instructors don't know anything about OM system, don't care. Most of them are going to poo-poo it and tell you why you can't shoot at a high ISO, why you can't do this, why you can't do that. They don't know crap about it. I'm talking about a lot, not all, okay? And let me be very clear about this message. I am not saying do not do a workshop, do not learn from a non-OM system shooter. I need you to hear what I'm saying throughout this video. When it comes to exposure, you do not want to listen to a non-OM shooter because they do not have the tools you have in your camera. You know, Canon, Nikon, Fuji. Sony has zebra patterns, but you find a lot of Sony shooters don't even use them, okay? So they don't know the tools that you have in your OM system camera, and they're certainly not using it. So they're going to teach you older ways of exposure that take longer. They don't have live highlight alerts. Many of them don't have a specific dial or button for ISO, so they don't change it much. They rely on auto ISO, which is an absolute nightmare. I know some very well-known photographers and excellent, outstanding photographers that teach that. It is a horrible tool on your camera. And I can prove this over and over again. I do on my workshops, okay? So when it comes to learning exposure, using live highlight alerts, how to move ISO to the front dial and move aperture to the ISO button, which gives you instant live highlight feedbacks when you're changing ISO. They aren't going to know how to do that. They wouldn't even know how to begin to do it. They don't even know you can do it on OM system cameras. So when it comes to learning exposure, you need to listen to some OM shooters. And I'm not just talking about me. Many of y'all might think, well, this is self-certain. No, bullshit. There's a lot of great OM system photographers, other ambassadors, non-ambassadors. There's a lot of great OM shooters around the world that you can learn from. But listen to a Canon, Nikon, Sony guy about exposure. Now, if you're talking macro with a flash or night sky, yeah, we're not using live highlight alerts. That's not quite as OM system specific, okay? Likewise, if you're going to hire someone to teach you Lightroom, DxO Pure Raw, Nick Silver effects for converting images to black and white, and you're a landscape shooter, why the hell would you hire a macro photographer? Why would you hire a street photographer? Be very careful about the investments you make when it comes to learning. Now, again, please hear me. You can learn great compositional techniques, some field craft, some post-processing, right? As long as you're choosing wisely. The number one thing is learning exposure. You cannot learn how to use your own system camera most efficiently, most accurately, best setup, customizations from a non-OM shooter. It's unless they shot it before maybe. And even then, if they left it, they probably didn't learn how to do it. So please beware of who you're hiring to instruct you. I came up with a post-processing mentorship because I see that 80% of images in photo contests, they left some on the table by not mastering post-processing. I do a OM system mentorship program, Mastering Your Gear, because most photographers have not learned how to take advantage of the controls they have. They don't know how to maneuver through the menus, how to optimize autofocus for night sky versus wildlife photography. You need to understand that most non-OM system photographers don't know anything about our cameras. And again, many of them tell you, you can't do this. My next video that I'm going to shoot here in a minute is about high ISO and OM system. I hear constantly, not just from non-OM shooters, but from OM shooters, that you can't. And I'm going to blow that nonsense right out of the water on this next video. So watch next Sunday. I want to encourage you to be wise in your investments in dollars, to be wise in your investment in time. I hear so much bad advice when it comes to OM system gear, okay? When it comes to learning exposure, learn from an OM system shooter. And if they're teaching you the same techniques that a Canon or Nikon, then they probably haven't mastered their system, because you can nail your exposure very quickly, very consistently. I was so ecstatic. I mean, we did an image critique on this last workshop, and everybody was exposing the right, because once you learn how to use the tool, once you put ISO on the front dial, shutter speed on the back, and aperture on the ISO, wildlife photography, exposing the right becomes second nature. Bam, 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 bam. It was awesome to see. Had such a great workshop. So ecstatic. So please, please, please. And even if you don't want to hire me, I'm happy to give recommendations. I know some great photographers out there, like compositional techniques. Lisa Langell shoots Sony. She's a Tamron ambassador. Oh my God, please learn from her. Please go on a workshop with her. Elise Bender, I'm joining her for some workshops. Another Tamron ambassador, and she shoots Sony. She's not going to be able to tell you about how to do your live highlight alerts on your own system, but oh my gosh, macro, wildlife photography, landscape photography, you can learn a ton from her about that. But when it comes to choosing who you're going to learn from on setting up your own system camera, be wise, be very wise. Invest carefully. Guys, I hope that video helps you just make some better decisions in the future, okay? Again, I'm not saying don't go on workshops with Canon shooters, but if they poo-poo your system, why would you go with them again? I hear this all the time, way too often. So I just don't like seeing people waste money in nature photography. It's expensive enough, isn't it? Hey, thanks for joining me. I've got some workshops on my website. My website is brand new. I haven't even had a chance to go through and look for hiccups. I'm trying to get caught up. I leave tomorrow for a private workshop in the Puget Sound area. I got birds in flight workshops scheduled for Monterey Bay with Elise Bender, Faroe Islands with Elise Bender. My Texas coast one's coming up. I still have a couple of spaces on that. Get on there and sign up. Come out in the field. Let's have some fun. We'll see you later. Go capture some visually compelling images.